Alright, so I'm gonna watch, I guess, the story of El Mencho. I was looking at the news yesterday and things are going wild in Mexico. They taking over the airports, they blocking the roads, they're setting shit on fire, but we're about to see what's cracking.
Hours ago, not weeks, not months, hours, the Mexican military just killed the most wanted man in the Western Hemisphere. Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, El Mencho, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, the man who shot.
I don't know what that picture was taken on. That must have been taken on a iPhone 4, but I was actually looking into this yesterday because I'm getting married on April 6th in Mexico. I was like, damn, what the hell is going on? I hope this don't affect what I got going on. This morning I seen the video of the cartel showing off the military grade equipment they got. Them boys are not playing, bruh. They got like tanks, they got armored vehicles, they got machine guns, bulletproof vests, helmets. They look like the army. I thought the video was the Mexican army telling the cartel like, hey, fuck y'all. But hell no, boy, it was the cartel. They stacked.
Cartel, the man who shot down a military helicopter with a rocket launcher, the man who tried to assassinate Mexico City's police chief, the man the U.S. government was offering $15 million to capture, dead,
Damn.
Killed by special forces.
15 million? Shit, boy. Woo. 15 million? Oh.
In the mountains of Jalisco. And right now, as you are watching this, 6 Mexican states are on fire. Buses burning, highways blocked, gunfights in the streets, the cartel's response to losing their leader. But here's what makes this story insane. Before El Mencho became the most powerful drug lord on the planet, he was a cop, a Mexican police officer working the same side he would later terrorize. Before that, he was an avocado farmer's kid who dropped out of school in 5th grade. And before that, he was guarding marijuana fields at 14 years old. This is the story of how a 5th grade dropout from one of the poorest villages in Mexico became more powerful than El Chapo. How he built a fentanyl empire responsible for hundreds of thousands of American deaths.
Damn, he got stronger than Chapo? That's wild, boy. Yeah, I read that he was responsible for bringing in a lot of the fentanyl and heroin and shit. So we already know China was sending cooks over to Mexico to get them to create fentanyl. They were cooks or chemists or whatever, and they were creating fentanyl. Mexico is getting it into America. That's what we know for sure is happening. It's not speculation. So I guess that's what Mencho was part of. I guess he was part of working with China to get the fentanyl here. And I wonder how much money that boy was making. Now, obviously what he was doing was fucked up, but I'm just wondering how much money he was making. The US putting a $15 million bounty on your head is crazy. Some wild shit.
How he evaded capture for over a decade while his entire family got locked up. And how it all ended today in a helicopter ride to Mexico City that he did not survive. July 17th, 1966, a village called Naranjo de Chila in Aguililla, Michoacan. If you have never heard of it, that is the point. Nobody has. It is a farming community in the mountains of western Mexico. Dirt roads, no running water, families growing avocados because that is what the land allows. The Oseguera family has nothing. Nemesio is born into a house where dropping out of elementary school is not a choice, it is survival. By 5th grade, he is done. No more classroom, time to work. He starts in the avocado fields, the same as his father, the same as everyone. But here is what is different about Michoacan. The same mountains that grow perfect avocados also grow something else, marijuana, opium poppies, and the cartels that traffic them. By 14, Nemesio is not picking avocados anymore. He is guarding marijuana plantations for the traffickers, standing watch with a rifle while older men do the harvesting. Think about that, 14 years old, armed, working for drug traffickers, but he is smart enough to see the math. The farmers stay poor, the traffickers get rich, and the only way out of those mountains is to become one of them or leave entirely. He chooses both. Sometime in the mid-1980s, Nemesio crosses the border illegally into California. He is maybe 18 or 19 years old. He speaks limited English. He has no papers, no money, no connections, but he has something else. He knows the drug trade. He ends up in the San Francisco Bay Area, using fake names to stay hidden. Ruben Avila, Jose Lopez Prieto, Miguel Valadez, Carlos Hernandez. A different identity for every situation. In 1986, he is arrested in San Francisco for possession of stolen property and for carrying a loaded gun. It is the first time United States law enforcement gets his fingerprints. He gets out. He goes right back to the hustle. By the early 1990s, he has moved up, not just dealing, but distributing. He and his brother Abraham built a heroin network across Northern California, in Sacramento and the Bay Area, moving product through the Central Valley. In 1991,
So this motherfucker got started in America. He put down his roots in America. And now he's the most powerful cartel leader in the world. Or was, before he got shot. What the fuck? What are we doing? What are we doing?
the DEA catches both brothers. They plead guilty in 1992. Abraham receives 10 years. Nemesio receives 5 years. After his release, United States authorities deport him back to Mexico. Standard procedure. He is just another criminal they are sending home. But something happens next that almost nobody expects. He becomes a police officer. He was learning how police operations work, learning who's corrupt, learning which departments look the other way, learning who can be bought. It's like a SPY infiltrating an enemy organization. Except the enemy is the state, and the organization is Mexico's entire law enforcement structure. He doesn't stay a cop long. He doesn't need to. He's already seen everything he needs to see.
That's genius, bro. That is genius. He worked as a cop so he could see who is easy to infiltrate, who is easy to pay to get the job done. This man's smart as hell.
Early 2000s, Nemesio joins the Millennial Cartel. At the time, Millennial is a satellite organization of the Sinaloa Cartel, the empire El Chapo is building into the most powerful drug trafficking operation on earth. Millennial handles distribution in western Mexico, including Jalisco, Colima, and Michoacan. Nemesio starts at the bottom, or close to it. He joins the assassin squad protecting Armando Valencia Cornelio, a drug lord they call El Maradona. Think about that job description. He is not moving drugs. He is not counting money. He is killing people. He is the guy who makes problems disappear, and he is good at it. On August 12, 2003, Mexican authorities arrest El Maradona. At the same time, a rival cartel called Los Zetas starts an armed offensive against Millennial in Michoacan. Everything is falling apart.
I don't know what's up with some of the quality in some of these videos. You know, I ain't post this shit.
The Valencia family that controls Millennial has to flee to Jalisco, and Nemesio goes with them. But here is what he does in the chaos. He marries into the family. His wife becomes Rosalinda Gonzalez Valencia. Her brothers run Las Cuinas, the financial wing of the cartel. They are money launderers, bankers for the underworld. Nemesio just connected himself to the two things every drug lord needs: muscle and money. He has both. In Jalisco, Nemesio and the remains of the Millennial Cartel fall under the protection of Ignacio Coronel Villarreal. They call him Nacho Coronel. Nacho is a high-ranking Sinaloa cartel figure, right-hand man to El Chapo himself. He controls meth production across western Mexico, massive industrial labs pumping out hundreds of millions of dollars worth of product. Under Nacho, Nemesio learns the big leagues. He is no longer protecting drug lords. He is becoming one, managing operations across Jalisco and Colima, overseeing drug routes and ordering hits. But the cartel world is unstable, and in 2010, everything changes. On July 29, 2010, Mexican Marines raid a house in Zapopan, just outside Guadalajara. Nacho Coronel is inside. He resists. They kill him. The same year, Mexican authorities arrest Oscar Orlando Nava Valencia, another Millennial leader. suddenly, there is a power vacuum. The Sinaloa cartel is distracted. The Millennial cartel is collapsing. And Mencho sees his moment. He does not try to take over Millennial. He does not try to stay loyal to Sinaloa. He starts his own cartel. From 2009 to 2010, the exact date depends on who you ask. But this is when the Jalisco New Generation Cartel is born. The founders are Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes and Eric Valencia Salazar, known as L85. The backers are Los Quinas, the Gonzalez Valencia family, and his in-laws. The territory is Jalisco, the state with Mexico's second largest city, Guadalajara, home to the port of Manzanillo, the busiest port in the country, perfect for importing chemicals from China. And the strategy? Something nobody has really done before. El Mencho takes the Sinaloa cartel's business model, efficient drug trafficking, political corruption, community outreach, and combines it with the Zetas military tactics. Extreme violence, paramilitary operations, attacks on the state itself. He is building a hybrid, part corporation, part terrorist organization. The name El Mencho comes from Nemesio, a nickname, a brand, something the streets can remember. Within a few years, CJNG is not just competing with the Sinaloa cartel, it is matching them. It controls territory in more than 28 Mexican states. It has sales in all 50 American states and operations in Europe, Asia, and South America.
Damn, boy. I was looking at it yesterday when I was looking into this. Like I said, I'm getting married in Mexico. I'm going either way. You know, they can get as active as they want over there. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be there regardless. But the crazy part is, though, when I was looking into this yesterday, I was looking at the fact that the cartel is active in all 50 states in the United States. I did not know that. I knew there was like some little cartel bullshit going on in America. I didn't know they were active in all 50 states. America, what the fuck are we doing? We shouldn't be just actively knowing there's cartel active in all 50 states. They're sending us fentanyl coming from China, all this extra shit, and we sit here doing nothing about it. What the fuck are we doing? The people who think like, oh, America would struggle to fight the cartel, y'all are fucking stupid. It would be very easy for America to utterly destroy the cartel. And that's just looking like what it has to be right now. Yeah, there might be civilian casualties. Yeah, there might be, you know, parts of the country that get fucked up, whatever. You know, they might look at us as bad, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. At this point, it's become so big to the point where we need to go intervene. Just like what happened with Pablo Escobar, clearly that didn't stop anything. Clearly what's happening right now isn't stopping anything. So the only other option is for America to go in there and fuck shit up. I don't know why we're still just sitting here.
And at the center of it all is a ghost, a man nobody can find, a man who gives no interviews, rarely gets photographed, and who moves constantly between mountain compounds. El Mencho. Early morning, the mountains of southern Jalisco. Mexican authorities have intelligence. They know El Mencho is hiding near Villa Purificacion. They launch an operation. Soldiers and federal police and 5 military helicopters. They are going to capture the most wanted man in Mexico. What they do not know is that El Mencho knows they are coming. As the helicopters approach, they spot a convoy of CGNG trucks and sport utility vehicles below, armed men everywhere. Then the cartel opens fire. Not small arms, not machine guns, rocket-propelled grenades, military-grade weapons designed to destroy tanks. One helicopter takes a direct hit to the rotor. It spirals, catches fire, crashes into the trees. 9 law enforcement officers die. This is the first time in the entire Mexican drug war that a criminal organization has shot down an aircraft.
What the fuck? This brings me back to my point. What the fuck are we doing? We letting all this shit happen. And I'm not saying we need to go help Mexico. We need to be in there helping Mexico. I ain't saying that. But at least help us. Help us. Help the civilians. Look at how many people have died from fentanyl. They shot down a whole ass helicopter. Helicopters getting shot down by grenade launchers, RPGs, whatever the fuck. That's war. That's not just going and capturing somebody selling drugs. That is a fucking war.
First time, and El Mencho's men did it to protect him. While the military scrambles to respond, El Mencho escapes into the mountains, vanishes. And his response? He does not just disappear. The same day, CJNG sets up roadblocks across Jalisco, burns vehicles, torches gas stations, attacks government buildings, creates so much chaos that authorities cannot even focus on pursuing him. The message is clear: do not come for me again, because if you do, this is what happens. For years after that, the Mexican military does not take another serious run at him. If you want to understand why El Mencho mattered, you need to understand fentanyl. From 2013 to 2014, Mexican cartels began producing synthetic opioids, not heroin. That requires poppy fields, harvesting, processing. Synthetic opioids can be made in a lab. The precursor chemicals come from China, shipped through the port of Manzanillo. That became El Mencho's port. CJNG, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, did not just produce fentanyl. They pioneered the Mexican fentanyl industry. Industrial-scale labs spread across Jalisco and Michoacan. Chemists were trained to manufacture the drug. Supply chains reached every corner of the United States. 1 kilogram of fentanyl costs roughly $4,000 to produce. That same kilogram, cut and sold on American streets, is worth over $1 million. The profit margins are insane, and the death toll is worse. From 2015 to 2025, fentanyl overdoses killed over 500,000 Americans.
Over 500,000 Americans. And our army sits here and does nothing. Great. Just like the Epstein files, 0 fucking arrest. 1 arrest happens, and it's ex-Prince Andrew, and we find out that he's not even getting arrested for being linked to Epstein or anything. He's getting arrested for possibly giving Epstein insider trade information because Andrew was a trade envoy. So there's been 0 arrests in the Epstein files. 500,000 people die in 10 years, and America does nothing about it. We sit here and just take it. They shoot down helicopters. They're clearly next level of power, and we're just sitting here letting them get more and more powerful, more and more money, more and more cooks from China, more and more product from China, just so they can send more and more here and kill more and more people.
But CJNG under El Mencho is one of the 2 main pipelines flooding the United States with the deadliest drug in history. The United States government knows exactly who to blame. That is why the bounty is $15 million. That is why, in February 2025, President Trump's administration designated CJNG as a foreign terrorist organization, not a cartel, a terrorist organization. Same legal status as ISIS or Al-Qaeda. From 2015 to 2026, El Mencho becomes a ghost story. The DEA puts him on their most wanted list. The U.S. State Department offers $15 million for information leading to his capture. Mexico offers another 300 million pesos. Combined bounty is over $30 million. And still, nobody can find him. The only images anyone has of El Mencho are years old, grainy photos, maybe not even him. He gives no interviews. He makes no public appearances. He does not post on social media. What he does do is release audio recordings, expletive-filled rants threatening rivals and officials. His voice, disembodied, promising violence to anyone who crosses him. Rumors spread constantly. He is dead from kidney disease. He has had surgery to change his appearance. He is living in Guatemala. He is living in the mountains of Michoacan. None of it can be confirmed, because here is how he stays hidden. His inner security circle is made up of former Mexican military commandos, men with special forces training paid cartel money to protect one person. His second security circle includes 120 men whose only job is to set up ambushes against anyone trying to get close. He moves between mountain compounds. He never stays anywhere long. He uses encrypted communications. He trusts almost no one. Meanwhile, his cartel keeps growing. While El Mencho hides, his family runs the operation. His son, Ruben Oseguera Gonzalez, known as El Menchito, is second in command. He was born in San Francisco in 1990, which makes him a United States citizen. He has been groomed for leadership since he was 14 years old. El Menchito is the enforcer. Court documents say he ordered at least 100 killings. He personally shot 2 people. He directed the purchase of weapons including 50 caliber rifles and 40mm grenades. When Mexican authorities arrested him in Mexico in 2014, they released him for lack of evidence. They arrested him again and released him again. He was arrested a third time and released a third time. Mexican judges kept letting him go. Some people suspected corruption, others thought the evidence was genuinely weak. Either way, El Menchito kept walking free until 2015, when they finally held him. In February 2020, they extradited him to the United States. His sister, Jessica Johanna, known as La Negra, was in Washington, D.C. at the time, trying to see her brother at his court appearance. Federal agents arrested her as well. She faced charges of financial crimes supporting CJNG. So now El Mencho's son and daughter are both in United States custody. His wife, Rosalinda, known as La Jefa, was arrested in Mexico in November 2021.
I must say La Jefa. La Jefe. La Jefa. I guess. La Jefa. Nah, I mean, I guess she's the female boss. I guess that's her nickname. That's awesome.
Authorities say she managed the CJNG finances, running the cartel's money. His brother Antonio, known as El Tony Montana, was arrested in December 2022. His brother Abraham, known as Don Rodo, was arrested in February 2025. His son-in-law, Cristian Fernando Gutierrez Ochoa, known as El Gaucho, faked his own death, moved to California under a false identity, and was caught in November 2024. One by one, everyone around El Mencho gets taken down. His entire family, his entire inner circle, and still, he stays free. El Menchito's trial ends in Washington, D.C. The charges: conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine, cocaine, and fentanyl. Weapons charges: murder conspiracy. The verdict: guilty on all counts. The sentence: life in prison plus 30 years. The forfeiture order: $6 billion, $6 billion. That's how much money the U.S. government says El Menchito made trafficking drugs. That's how much they are seizing. His lawyer argues the sentence is excessive. Everything happened in Mexico, he says. This should have been tried in Mexico. But fentanyl deaths happen in America. American addicts, American families, American juries, life plus 30 years, no parole.
Plus, our enemy, China, is the one who's sending y'all the cooks and stuff, like, and the stuff to make the fentanyl. Like, bro, hell nah. The minute he's tried in Mexico, that boy getting out.
El Mencho has now lost his son forever. His daughter served 2.5 years. His wife was just released a few weeks ago. His brothers are in custody. His son-in-law is serving 11 years. The man who ruled an empire is now essentially alone. We need to go back for a moment.
That's what we needed.
6:30 in the morning, Mexico City, one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the capital,
This is the
Lomas
operation,
de Chapultepec. Omar Garcia Harfuch, the head of Mexico City Police, is driving to his daily security briefing. A black SUV bodyguards, routine morning. Then armed men block the road. There are maybe a dozen of them. They open fire with 50 caliber machine guns, rifles, grenades. Hundreds of rounds pepper the police chief's vehicle. Garcia Harfuch takes 3 bullets. His 2 bodyguards are killed. A woman delivering food who happened to be driving by was killed. Garcia Harfuch survives. From his hospital bed, he tweeted, "We were cowardly attacked by CJNG. This is unprecedented." El Mencho ordered the hit. Now fast forward to February 22nd, 2000.
He don't give a fuck. That's telling y'all, like, boy, y'all are too weak to do anything about it. So we gonna do what the fuck we wanna do. And they've been doing that for years.
Omar Garcia Harfuch is now Mexico's Federal Secretary of Security, the top law enforcement official in the country. And he just helped oversee the operation that killed El Mencho. 6 years later, the man El Mencho tried to assassinate.
That boy got it back in blood. Damn. He oversaw the operation that killed El Mencho. Good on him.
Is the man who signed off on his death. Early morning, the mountains around Tapalpa, Jalisco, Mexican Army Special Forces launch an operation. Air Force helicopters, National Guard units, intelligence from the National Intelligence Center, and according to the Mexican government, complimentary information from United States authorities. American intelligence helps track El Mencho's location. The Special Forces find a CJNG compound, armed men, vehicles,
I guess it was just information from America. I thought we sent the Marines in. If we were able to give them information that took that motherfucker down, why we ain't just went over there and took that motherfucker down? We should have been stopped all this a long time ago, and none of this would have been an issue. We would have saved 500,000 people's lives. You know, maybe we still would have lost a good bit of people, which I'm sure we would have, but we wouldn't have lost 500,000. We knew in Pablo Escobar time what was going on. We knew they were sending everything here. We knew that the only way to stop them was to go to war. After killing Pablo Escobar, seeing El Chapo doing all this bullshit, we knew the only way to stop them was to go to war. Yet we haven't done it.
Weapons. They move in. The cartel opens fire, just like 2015, except this time, they do not have enough warning. This time, the military does not retreat. 4 cartel members are killed at the scene. 3 more are seriously wounded, including El Mencho himself. He takes multiple gunshot wounds. They load him into a helicopter for evacuation to Mexico City. He dies during the flight. Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, age 59 or 60 depending on the source, the most wanted man in Mexico, the leader of the most violent cartel on earth, dead. Within hours, Mexico is burning. CJNG's response is immediate and massive. Roadblocks appear across 6 states: Jalisco, Michoacan, Colima, Tamaulipas, Guanajuato, and Aguascalientes. Buses are set on fire, trucks are torched in the middle of highways. Pharmacies and convenience stores burn in Guanajuato. Shootouts are reported across multiple cities. In Guadalajara, gunfire is heard near the airport. Passengers panic. Videos show people running across tarmacs, trying to reach cover. In Puerto Vallarta, the resort town where American tourists go for vacation, plumes of smoke rise over the city. Air Canada suspends all flights. Jalisco's governor activates a code red. Public transportation is suspended. Citizens are ordered to shelter in place. The U.S. State Department issues advisories telling Americans in Jalisco, Michoacan, and Tamaulipas to stay indoors. This is the cartel's signature move, the same playbook from 2015. Chaos, destruction, fear. You killed our leader, so we burned the country. The question now is whether it works. Experts have been warning about this moment for years. The Kingpin strategy, targeting cartel leadership, has a mixed record. When El Chapo got captured, the Sinaloa cartel fractured into warring factions. Violence increased, not decreased. When Ociel Cardenas Guillen, the head of the Gulf Cartel, got arrested, his enforcers, the Zetas, split off and became their own cartel, one of the most brutal organizations Mexico has ever seen. Every time you kill a Hydra head, 2 more grow back. El Mencho's death does not mean CJNG disappears. It means CJNG's lieutenants start fighting over succession. It means rival cartels see an opportunity to take territory. It means more violence, not less. Fentanyl keeps flowing, the labs keep producing, the precursor chemicals keep arriving from China. Nothing stops. Mexico's president, Claudia Sheinbaum, has criticized the Kingpin strategy. She has said targeting leaders just creates power vacuums and more killing.
He's right.
But she's also under immense pressure from Washington. President Trump has threatened tariffs, military intervention, and the designation of cartels as terrorist organizations. She needed a win, and El Mencho's death is, at least on paper, the biggest win Mexico could deliver. Let's count the bodies. El Mencho's estimated death toll from drug trafficking, hundreds of thousands. The fentanyl epidemic alone has killed over 500,000 Americans since 2015. He wasn't solely responsible, but CJ&G was a primary supplier. Police killed by CJ&G dozens. At least 24 in one 6-week period in 2015 alone, 9 in the helicopter shootdown. Politicians assassinated under El Mencho's orders remain unknown. But CJ&G is linked to killings of mayors, judges, and government officials across western Mexico. His own people killed, countless. Cartel justice is brutal. Beheadings, dismemberments, bodies left on highways as warnings. El Mencho didn't just sell drugs, he sold terror. He sold the idea that no one, not the police, not the military, not the government, could touch him. For 11 years, he was right, then he wasn't. Here's what I can't stop thinking about. In 1966, a boy is born in an avocado village so poor, most people have never heard of it. By 5th grade, he's done with school. By 14, he's guarding marijuana fields. By 20, he's running heroin in California. By 30, he's been to prison and back. By 40, he's a cartel assassin. By 50, he's the most powerful drug lord on earth. By 60, he's dead in a helicopter, bleeding out while special forces fly him to Mexico City. 50 million people have watched Netflix documentaries about El Chapo. Books have been written, movies made. El Chapo became a celebrity suit. El Mencho never wanted that. He stayed invisible on purpose, no interviews, no photos, no fame. But his impact might be greater than El Chapo's ever was. The fentanyl, the violence, the systematic destruction of Mexican institutions. His son is serving life plus 30 years. His daughter did time, his wife, his brothers, his son-in-law. The Oseguera Empire is in ruins, and El Mencho himself died the same way he lived, in the mountains of Jalisco, surrounded by enemies, with nobody who could save him. They say the family he left behind has enough money hidden to last generations. They say the cartel will survive under new leadership. They say this changes nothing. But today, for the first time in over a decade, El Mencho is no longer the most wanted man in the Western Hemisphere. He's no longer anything at all. If you learned something from this video,
We keep seeing the same thing happen over and over again. And it's the same thing that our government's seeing and doing nothing about. Kill a leader, somebody else takes over, they become more powerful, more bullshit happens, more drugs in the United States. Same thing over and over again. And we don't do shit to change it. Even the president in Mexico is telling us, hey, this ain't gonna do shit. This is just gonna create a vacuum of power. And we don't do shit. It's like, the fuck? I'm not gonna get into conspiracy because we all know what the conspiracies are regarding this type of shit. But it's like America wants the fentanyl to be sent in here. It's like America wants the cartels to still be there. Because otherwise we would have took them down. You know, we wouldn't have let them keep going if we didn't want them to be there. If we didn't want them sending all these drugs into the United States. And if we didn't want them killing over 500,000 Americans. It's almost like America wants this shit to happen. Yeah, this motherfucker was able to be so successful because he was so quiet. He didn't want no notoriety, no fame, nothing. All he wanted was the power and the money. And I respect the fact that he was able to work hard, that he was able to leave a fortune behind to the family. But this motherfucker is about as low down as it gets. Not saying he did well, but damn, just what a fascinating story. Hopefully America does something about it instead of just sitting here like the bitch that we've been for a while. Hopefully something changes, but